Hello, it's John with American Pool and Spa. This is hashtag PoolGuys number 45. Today we're going to be cleaning on a pool and possibly showing you some tips and tricks you may not know about when it comes to maintaining your own. Let's get to it. We've already gone around the edge and brushed on the water line, which as you can see is gotten a couple little pieces of debris loose. I'm just going to go ahead and pick those up. Because of all the biological stuff around it, it's always going to need vacuuming, but it's never that bad. So we've brushed, we've backwashed, we've leaf net. Now it's time to vacuum it. Now we have two different kinds of vacuums we use. One we actually purchased. It's called a hammerhead. It's very effective, has really good picking up power, but it's more ideally suited for leaves and sticks or even rocks, stuff that's large. But because it collects its debris in a bag, that means if you have smaller stuff like silt or dirt, even pollen, that can get right through the bag and go right back into the pool. And I'll show you what I was able to pick up out of this pool. You can see down in there, that may not look like that much, but spread out across the pool, it is not an aesthetically pleasing thing. This particular pool has some dirt in the bottom of it, so I'm going to use this vacuum simply because it actually has a filter in here that is a lot better for picking up such debris. We actually made this vacuum ourselves. I went ahead and I switched off the pool system because I did not want for the returns to obscure my vision. This has a fair smattering of silt all the way across the floor, and I want to make sure that I'm able to pick it all up. For that same kind of reason, you'd never really want to try to vacuum when it rains. Even a highly windy day can make it difficult for you to see what you're doing under the water. I always try to make sure that I clean up a skimmer when I service a pool. I mean, it's not like people are going to be looking inside the skimmer all the time, but it's a little piece of due diligence I like to keep to. Okay, they have a pretty strong chlorine reading. A lot of times I'll put in 1.5 bottles of Smart Shock in this pool, but I probably only put 1 bottle in today. So the standard shock we tend to use is Smart Shock. It's actually a very good product. It even has an algae retardant in it, which works very well with our other algae treatments. It's also fast dissolving, which is very nice because some shocks out there you'll apply it to your pool and they'll just sink right to the bottom and sit there. Then you have to brush them or even possibly worry about them fading in your liner. This will essentially dissolve before it ever even has a chance to get to the floor of the pool, even in the shallow ends. Just broadcast it out there, and within moments it will have dissolved. Then is a weekly algae treatment, which, like I said, works very well with the Smart Shock we have backup too. It's pretty concentrated, so only take a few ounces. Just like so. That will circulate through the pool, disperse. And then we have our Pool Complete. This is very good when it comes to water clarity. In fact, its tagline is making your water HD. It's also pretty good for fighting phosphates, if you ever find yourself dealing with those. Put a couple capfuls in there. And then we have our chlorine sticks, which will of course help maintain your chlorine level throughout the week. And we'll just apply these to the skimmer. A neat thing about these, the shape of them is actually designed to make them longer lasting as compared to, say, the tabs that a lot of companies primarily use for this function. This cylindrical shape actually has more surface area. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. And remember, it's not too late in the season if you want us to come out and clean up your pool for you. Or even if you just want to get it good and clean before you end up closing it for the season, that can always be advantageous. And remember, we're American Pool and Spa. Just leave it to us and swim and relax. Every once in a while, you get to save the day for a little creature in a skimmer. Oh, anxious to get away. Now we'll see if we can't get these guys closer to a pond.